tell you freely about myself and my life, but about yourself, you keep everything hidden and closed.
When my wife died, I destroyed every letter that had ever passed between us. I wanted no one to find the least trace of our happiness. It was hers and mine, and then only mine, to be shared with no one.
Madame, mademoiselle Jefferson, stia calma.
Laissez. C'est très bien ainsi. Voilà plus de 3 heures que vous m'apprêtez.
Stia calma.
Je ne prie plus.
Attends.
Pour que ça rentre bien l'éclair. Voilà, vas-y, doucement, doucement. Voilà. Voilà.
You see, Senor Leonardo's been with you. Let me look. I would be proud, Mr. Jefferson, to have such a pretty daughter.
Mrs. Carsway plays well.
On Sunday last, I went as a private citizen and accompanied by my daughter to the Palace of Versailles. We joined the crowd admitted, according to some ancient custom, to view the king and queen on their way to Mass. I meant to impress upon my daughter the vainglory of these spectacles. May we Americans never emulate them, nor burden our taxpayers with such useless splendors. The royal procession showed an unexpected informality and animation of spirits. It is said that this is due to Marie Antoinette, who tries to make such occasions agreeable to her husband, who is often awkward and unsociable.
Mademoiselle, c'est la première fois qu'un ministre des Provinces-Unies d'Amérique nous donne le plaisir d'accueillir sa famille, comme nous aurions aimé vous voir plus tôt. Comment vous appelez-vous?
Martha Jefferson.
Monsieur l'ambassadeur.
Madam. There's nothing to fear, Patsy. She was only asking your name, and quite charmingly. Daily life at court is still ruled by an etiquette so rigid that the most private pursuits of the king and queen are converted into public ceremony. It is like watching actors, fantastically painted, bewigged, and bejeweled, disporting themselves on a stage. The leading actress, though never a popular one, is the queen, whose extravagance is blamed for the desperate financial situation of France. But the king loves her very much, and she rules him completely. As a foreigner, an Austrian, she feels lonely and isolated at the French court and has surrounded herself with her own little band of favorites. They love to play at being simple shepherdesses, a game that is said to cost the exchequer 1 million livres a year. But the friendship of the shepherdesses is based on their ferocious greed. The queen's favorites take advantage of her lonely craving for affection, threatening to leave her whenever she fails to accede to their insatiable demands.
Bon, d'accord.
The French royal family are the butt of salacious skits and slanders unimaginable in any other Christian kingdom. The queen is depicted with the appetites of a Messalina or a Sappho, or engaged in incestuous monstrosities with the Count d'Artois, the king's debauched brother.
édition de Yorktown. Bravo, Trumbull. C'est saisissant de vérité.
And that is you, sir, here on the left of my little sketch. And hard to see. I assure you that in the finished painting, no one will ask, where is General Lafayette? And here is Lord Cornwallis surrendering.
No, a mistake, sir. It was not Cornwallis. Milord feigned sickness to escape sharing his men's humiliation.
Then I'm very sorry. Must have been misinformed in London. Probably on purpose.
Vous les avez proprement mouchés en jouant votre Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Doodle went to town riding on a pony. I was shaking like a leaf with the malaria I'd caught in your confounded swamps.
And this is Monsieur...
Ah, de Vieux-Ménil.
Est-ce vous, Vieux-Ménil? Oh, mon ami, pardonnez-moi, je ne vous avais pas reconnu sous cette paire de jambes.
Il faut en parler à Monsieur Jefferson.
Oui, après tout, nous ne réclamons que notre dû.
Un œil sacrifié vaut bien une pension.
My dear friend, my dearest friend and comrade, we are all here comrades, and so perhaps it is not too greatly indelicate to mention what weighs on these gentlemen. Although a considerable amount is due for their services rendered in the American war, the states have not yet paid their debt to them.
Ce qui est promis doit être tenu.
Je n'aurais jamais cru que l'on en viendrait à quémander.
Not even the interest.
Monsieur, nous nous sommes exposés au péril de notre vie. Nous avons sacrifié bras et jambes, et c'est volontiers que nous les avons offerts à votre cause.
Many of these gallant officers have lost limbs or have been disabled in other ways, fighting for our cause. Yet all requests for monies justly due to them have been ignored. The fact is, Mr. Short, there is no money. Our Congress is insolvent.
I know that your own salary hasn't been paid yet.
Hello, my salary. I haven't been reimbursed for the outlay I've made on my domestic establishment. Well, that is a personal matter. But all this financial business presses on my mind like a mountain. This is to inform the Congress that our crushing debts compel me forthwith to journey to The Hague. I intend to appeal to some private Dutch bankers who are justly famous for their financial wizardry. These shrewd moneymen have devised a loan to cover our interest on another loan, a bit of juggling to restore our credit and honor our debt to those gallant French officers.
Mr. Short.
Mrs. Causeway. It was unexpected and most urgent.
Evidently. He was promised for the fete on Friday. I trust we will have the honor of your presence, Mr. Short. You keep faith with your friends, I hope.
Alas, madam, I leave for Rome tomorrow. Also on urgent business.
I've heard that you Americans are always on urgent business. Your friends miss you, and none more than myself. And Mr. Causeway, who, however, has much to fill his time with in this place. I pass my more solitary hours in great hopes of a continuance of our happy days together. I imagine I see you smiling down at me once more.
Absence from a friend grown dear. It's harder than I imagined. My dear Mrs. Causeway. No, I never imagined how dear this friend had grown. My dear madam. How very dear this friend had grown. My dear friend. How close to our heart. My dear, dear friend. Absence from a friend grown dear is harder than I imagined. I observe the hog of this land, of which the celebrated ham is made, is tall, gaunt, and with heavy lop ears. People here pride themselves on their unique smokehouses that have no chimney. But I had the pleasure of informing them that in Virginia, we use the same method of smoking our bacon.
Accipe carissima soror lumen Christi. Accipe carissima soror, lumen Christi.
It's called the resurrection, after having been dead to the world.
But why are you crying?
It's with joy. Patsy. My dear. I wanted to see you. And I hoped you might want to see me. You must miss your father so very much in his absence.
He'll be back soon.
Oh, when? Have you had word? I had hoped to know you better, and even, if you will let me, to be your friend.
Thank you, madam.
You see, I know how it is to be a foreigner in a foreign country. I was born in that condition, for in Italy I'm English and in England I'm Italian.
But I'm American everywhere.
Yes, there you are like your father. Wherever he is what he is. There is another reason why I feel such a sympathy for you and your family. Because you have suffered tragedy in the loss of your mother and so many little brothers and sisters. My childhood was also made tragic for my poor parents, and in a most horrible and unnatural way. May I tell you? May I tell you my story? I had 3 little sisters and a brother, all of whom died very suddenly. And only I and 1 little brother were left. One day, someone overheard my Italian nurse singing to me, "I have sent 4 to heaven before you, and now I will send you 2 and save your eternal soul." It was she who had poisoned the little babies for what in her madness she thought was their salvation. Imagine the state of mind and heart of my poor parents.
You will understand better than anyone that I have to stay with Papa always. That he needs me. He will never marry again because that is what he vowed to my mama on her deathbed.
Oh, we are so glad to see you, Mr. Jefferson.
We're enchanted to see you. We thought you'd completely forgotten us.
I arrived from my travels only 1 hour ago.
Come on, come on.